Good morning and welcome to the fifth quarter, Arizona. My name is Danny Neal and I will be your co-host for the day. Want to welcome everybody to this bright, sunny, snowy morning. And of course, I got to bring in my partner, the man who has done so much for the city of Flagstaff, done so much for the kids of Flagstaff, and he's just still rolling and doing good things. My man, the coach of the year, the state for a state championship coach, my guy, Mr. Tyrone Johnson. What's going on, Coach?
Oh, Coach, good morning. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, I'm kind of sleepy this morning. I'm kind of sleepy this morning, but I don't know, man. But I'm up and at 'em and I'm invigorated because this show just makes me want to get out there and get it done, man. So, I'm all right. I'm all right, man. I'm just taking it easy, enjoying life. And how's things going with you, man? What's new in your world?
Yeah, man. Look, we go from one season right into the next season. Don't really get no break. Thanks to you always wanting to start stuff up the day after your season in, with no regards to my season might still be going on. So
well, your season is my season too, man.
Yeah. Just trying to catch up again, do some work stuff, and then we start our tournaments this weekend as far as AAU goes. And so just gonna look forward to getting that going, and then just try and get some organization to myself. That's it, man.
But see, your organization is chaos. If anybody know Coach Johnson, everything is done on the spur of the minute. Y'all, we get ready to go on trips on the bus. Everybody be there at 12:30. About 12:40, Coach Johnson come, the girls like, "Hey, Coach, you said 12:30. I told y'all to be here 12:30." So see, that's we know how you operate, and you're comfortable in that zone. So you're gonna be all right, man. We ain't worried about you. Yeah, man. You know, you talking about tournaments this weekend. Flag Hoops is actually taking 6 teams to play in 2 different tournaments. We got 4 girls teams, 2 boys teams, all middle school age to high school and up, man. So it's a beautiful thing when you got upward of 60, 70 kids. That we all going together, following each other, supporting each other. The families are awesome, and looking forward to a really good summer, man.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a great program. It's a great opportunity for these kids to get out and, get some competition, because what we really have, although we may have a couple schools combined, we just have really Flagstaff kids. We do got some outlying kids, but we don't necessarily have the best kid from each team participating with us. And so it's a great opportunity for these kids to develop, to grow. And then when we go and we compete, we play against some of the best kids in the state as they play on the AAU teams. And so, we may not go out and beat everybody by 40 or 50, but we learn, we grow, and we get better. And that's the whole thing about this spring and summer program that we have with Flagstaff Hoops.
Exactly. So one word to exemplifies us is we're going to compete. Yeah, we're going to compete. So, hey, man, it's just going to be fun, and I'm just looking forward to it. And it's always a good time. We know Ron Coleman from Southwest Showcase, Bobby Rajas from Phoenix's Rise, and Justin Peterson from out in the East Valley. So we know a lot of these organizations because we've been around 21 years. And now it's not just getting out with the girls, but it's also a chance to catch up with old friends. Who are running these tournaments, and the officials. A lot of these officials been around long as we've been around, and they're also friends of ours and respect what we do. So we're happy about that, man. And just moving forward, I see that saying volleyball finally got a game outside, which I can't do it. Excuse me, I just can't. I feel for softball, baseball, soccer. Well, soccer's in the wintertime and they out there in the snow, man, just getting it. But beach volleyball and all these summer, spring sports, man, it's tough, and they still compete.
Well, we chose basketball for a reason, you know what I mean? Especially here in Flagstaff, when it comes to the winter climate.
That's right.
We're gonna do some sporting activities. We get to go indoors, you know what I mean? And
exactly.
Not the same for spring sports in Flagstaff. You think spring, everybody think outdoors and stuff like that. Man, we got about an inch of snow last night still.
Hey, man, just keep coming. It won't stop. You know, and I was kind of not laughing, but it was just kind of like everybody got their fields cleaned off. Coconina got fields off. The fields was really looking good. Then it, bam, hit them with another one. And you know, our guest today, we will have opportunity to talk to him about that. But it takes some time management. It takes some relocation, and well, once again, we'll talk to our co-host about that, man. But we do have it much easier with winter sports and basketball in particular.
Yeah, I mean, we can practice on the actual court, the actual facility that we're supposed to practice on, as opposed to being, softball, baseball, have to practice inside, take grounders off of a, hard surface basketball court. Can't really do no plop flies because the ceiling limits, you know what I mean, and just BP and, positional stuff. I can only imagine the challenges, but you know what? I know who go through the challenges. So, Coach, with no further ado, why don't you bring on our guest and let's get into it.
All right, man. Our guest today, I take pride in having him on the show for a couple of different reasons. First of all, he's the Lady Eagles softball coach at Flag High School, doing a great job. But before that, he was my friend. He grew up on the South Side with us together. So we got 3 South Side guys here for to chop it up. All grew up in Flagstaff, man. Me and him played softball on the same team for probably 20 years. We did some things, won some championships. We don't want to talk about me and your softball experiences, Coach Johnson. But we want to just bring this guy on. This man has done so much, so many great things within the community. He's everybody. When your car go out on you, you go find Coach Ray. That's all it is. Ray, can you fix my car for me? So, I mean, all the things he's done, coaching, playing, all this stuff, has a daughter that went on to play college ball. The best thing you can say about Coach Ray Hernandez, he's the nicest guy in Flagstaff. Yeah. And with that, I'm going to bring on my friend, my partner, the head coach of the Lady Eagles softball team, Ray Hernandez. What's up, Ray? Coach.
Good morning, Danny. Good morning, Tyrone. Thanks for having me on Fifth Quarter. I like to be here.
Absolutely. We definitely appreciate you giving us some time this morning. And look, before we get into it, he mentioned y'all softball career and how y'all play softball together and everything. I just like to ask, what type of player was he? Especially when it comes to the outfield position, what type of player was he?
He was an excellent player. He was funny in the outfield, funny in the dugout. We just had a lot of fun. I can tell you one time they were running on the outfield, him and my brother Ruben, and they almost collided together. It was kind of funny, but I'm glad they didn't get hurt.
I can believe they almost collided together. I can believe that. But here's my question. Can he catch a pop fly?
He did very well. I don't know about now that we're getting older. I mean, I'm afraid when the girls hit to me, but back in the day, we were tough.
Coach Ray, I'm just going to tell you this. I was in softball. I did a little city league softball. I'm pitching a perfect game. I'm pitching a perfect game. And I throw that up, you know what I mean? And pop up, routine play that he could just get under. He going to tap his thing like 2 times and try and catch it like this and going to drop the ball, man. Going to mess up my perfect game. Even though that was an error on him, I say, okay, next pitch, I threw my curve ball, and man, they must have hit it over there by the armory.
and he blamed me for that, man. Yep. Okay. Everybody has one little error every now and then, Coach. So that was that day. Yeah, that day I had error, man. And I should have caught the pop up. I was camped up under it, but that didn't happen much, man. The baseball glove I had was like magical. It didn't miss.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, hey, Coach, one time we went out to the outfield. It was no outs. I had to run to the restroom. I went to the restroom. When I came back, it was 3 softballs in my glove, and we was up to bat. I caught the ball when I wasn't even there.
Boy, you a fool. You a fool.
Okay,
forget about all of your reminiscence.
Man, we ain't messing with you. But anyway, Coach, you got a good thing going in Flag High. It's funny because we always talked about you, man. Every time that softball job came open after Rudy left, man, Ray, Coach Hernandez, that's you, man. But where was he at? He was over there with the Lady Eagles coaching basketball with us. And so it was a great transition You brought that winning tradition to us as a part of our coaching staff, made the girls work hard. You were actually my assistant on JV, and that translated over to the softball program. How easy was that, and what's the similarities?
Well, let me tell you, when I was helping you coach and watching Tyrone coach, I learned a lot from you to, put the hammer down on the girls where they learn how to play hard, just like the basketball did. And it was the best thing that I ever could have did was help you guys out so I can, get more knowledge for myself to push these young ladies to play good softball. And it kind of helped. And now I asked Mr. Baca to come back on, and he'd been pushing me. And we've been getting these kids to play just as hard as your basketball team. And it's been kind of good for us this year. Last year, I'll give you a good example. Last year, we played very well. I took all that energy that you guys were pushing me, 4 years ago when I helped you out, and it pushed them. But when I picked up Coach Baca again this year, he put a little bit more energy in there. And now we're pushing them pretty good. They bought in real well. They're playing awesome this year, even though we haven't seen no dirt unless we traveled. We've been in that dome, and I'm telling you, if it came down to playing in that mini dome that we got, I don't think anybody could beat us.
Have a wiffle ball tournament.
Yep.
No doubt, no doubt. So, Coach, you mentioned some of the challenges with being spring sport here in Flagstaff, but not being able to see the dirt, not being able to have home contests, so on and so forth. As a coach, how do you really strategize to prepare your team for competition when you can't be on the softball field? You can't necessarily do your rotations with your outfielders, so on and so forth. Or can you? How do you really make it work when you're inside the dome?
Well, the way we make it work inside the dome is we do hit a little bit of pop flies, but we cannot make a play like, say, we're having a runner on third going home. We cannot make a play. So what we do is we go down to the chalkboard and we get on there to the whiteboard and we show them exactly where to stand, how to push it. And then when we do get on the dirt, they kind of understand where we start. And it worked out pretty good to, do the chalkboard talk, and it worked out pretty good for us.
Nice. And then as far as the girls themselves, do they ever complain? Would they rather be inside, especially with the temperature? Say if the field was clear, but we still had these cold fronts coming through. Would they rather be inside? Like Coach was saying before we got on, girls were running in, got just cold from y'all trip yesterday. How do the girls respond to being inside as opposed to outside?
Well, at the beginning of the season, they didn't really complain too much. They were doing very well. But as we get into our season, now that we're starting region play, they don't want to be inside. It didn't matter if it was cold or not. Like, give you a good example. On Wednesday this week, we finally had enough time to get the field cleared up. They were so happy to be outside. Even though it was a little cold, they didn't really care. They wanted to get some good hits. They wanted to see if they were hitting the ball up high, down low, if they were hitting grounders, because inside the dome, you can't tell if they're hitting in that cage if it's a pop fly. So last night when we were playing Mingus, it was a little chilly, not bad. They enjoyed it. But yeah, you're right. When we got back in the flag, yeah, they walked in kind of chilly.
Yes, sir. And Coach, this year, do you have just the varsity and JV again?
Yes, sir. Got 14 on JV. I got 14 on varsity.
Yep. And so without having a freshman program, how does that affect things for you? Because we had the freshman sophomore category now. How do you think that affects you? And then what needs to be done in order for us to have enough participation for you guys to have the 3 teams?
Well, last year, I had a good chance to have 3 teams. The only thing that we couldn't find was teams to play. I was trying to get Williams to play, so it was kind of rough. So that really hurt me, and I really hate to say, but I had to let some of them go because of that reason. Nobody to play. But this year, I didn't have the numbers, and we kept putting the word out to all the young ladies to come out, and I didn't get it. But yesterday we had that 8th grade orientation, and that was Wednesday, 8th grade orientation, and we had a few good young ladies coming in. So I think we might be able to do it again, but I'm still working on it.
Nice, nice.
For the longest field goal kicked in the NAU Dome by a high school player. So tell us a little bit about your coming up here in Flagstaff.
Well, as you know, I was born in Flagstaff, born and raised right there on the south side by South Beaver School. I went to South Beaver School. My teacher was Mike Cromer. We did football, flag football. I did baseball. Growing up was the best thing around my neighborhood. We had a lot of friends, and I loved the sport that I played. I love basketball. I mean, as you know, I'm not any younger, but I still love to get out on the court. I still love to hit a lot of balls. And if I get a big chance, I will play softball again if I get free time.
Right. So do you still hold the record for the longest field goal kicked in the Dome?
No.
I'm sorry.
No, there's I can't remember his name, Coconino. He has the longest kick right now.
So you held it for over 20 years, I think.
Yes, I did.
How long was that kick?
It was a 57-yard.
Oh yeah, you was booting it.
Yeah.
What other position did you play on the football team?
I was a tight end and a defensive end, and then just a kicker.
Right. Well, that's and then just the kicker.
Well, after a while, you know, we had a lot stronger players, a lot faster than me. So, you know, then I ended up just a kicker.
A kicker is important, man.
It was very important.
Yeah.
Yes. Being a field goal kicker, and it's very important, you know, because when it comes down to the nitty gritty, you know, and it's a close game, they need you. So it's very important.
Right. And that was probably okay with you that they brought in these guys and you just did the one duty because you were a baseball player. That was your forte. That was going to get you going to where you went. And how far did you go with the baseball? Because you were a very, very good baseball player.
Well, not really very far. Just played high school ball, you know, and played a little bit of summer league ball. And then, you know, got up to the age of about 25, and that's when I changed over to softball. A little bit easier for me, you know, because that little baseball comes pretty quick.
It does. And you've also had a daughter that did pretty well in softball too, and one in volleyball.
Yes, I had my youngest daughter went to Yavapai College. She played volleyball. And then my oldest daughter played for you guys, matter of fact, in basketball, did very well. But she wanted to play softball more, so she pursued her career in softball. And now she went to college to play it. And now she's a counselor for Benedictine University.
That's all right, man.
Awesome.
That is okay. So what does the future look like for ladies softball in Flagstaff? I mean, I know you're 4-0 in region. You're ranked number 2, I believe. You're in second position. So how does the season look for you as you go forward?
As we go forward right now, I have 3 strong pitchers. We're ready to rock. I think we're going to do very well in region, and we're just going to keep pitching. The same pitchers, I'm going to keep them for another 2 years, so I think we're going to be good in the future. And the girls that I have, this year I'm going to be losing a couple of outfielders, which are very strong. But my JV squad, there's some good outfielders. So I think we'll be good again next year.
Yeah. And Coach, as you go through the region and then you look to go into the state tournament, how many teams qualify for the state tournament? Is it 16? Do you guys do a play-in tournament as well, like for 9 through 24? How does the state tournament work out?
Same thing, yes. We do have a play-in game, and then they'll put us up or down, and then we go from there. But with the region right now, there's some strong teams out there. They're getting stronger by the year, so we got to be ready. That's why we try not to miss a practice. And even though we're in the dome right now, I got all these parents helping me out. The community is really huge, helping me out with this field, getting it ready to play on. But the water, once it gets on the dirt, it's really soggy.
Oh, yeah, trust me, I know that. Even though, look, I'm not a softball coach, I done did plenty of pushing water off of softball fields through my occupation. So trust me, I know how that goes.
Yeah, well, and that's good. So when do you see yourself actually getting back out on the field?
Well, we went out there on Wednesday, got it ready, dragged the field, and we were hoping to be on there today. But of course, we got some snow. But what we did do is all the girls, we pulled out the big tarp and we covered it on Wednesday. So I'm going to say Sunday, I might go over there, get it ready. And then on Tuesday's practice, but Wednesday, we should be ready to be on that field against Lee Williams.
Well, that's and that just shows what coaches go through behind the scenes that people don't know about. Yeah, everybody wants to be a coach till it's time to do what a coach does.
That's a fact.
Yeah, like you say, Sunday, you're going to go over there, you're going to check it out, and you're not getting paid for that. That's not part of your contract. That's just what you do for your team, your girls. So, and that's the important part. I know Coach Johnson does the same thing, what he has to do. So it's not just what they see on the field. There's so many things behind that.
Right. Yeah. Just like you're saying, behind the scenes, after each game, I go home and then I think about, let's get ready for practice and then let's get a practice plan going. That's where Coach Baca helps out 100%. And then I go home after practice and then I got a game the next day. I got to get that lineup ready. And I'm thinking, I got to get the best 9 on there because I would love to win a championship like our basketball team did. So it's a challenge right now.
Right.
But you just stay with it and you stay true to what you're doing and you keep pushing the girls the way that you're pushing it. And, it's a process. And so it definitely can come to fruition because you're at the helm. And so that's the right thing right there. Coach, we got a comment up there. Look, I cannot see who it's from, but the comment says, I have looked up to Ray as a player and coach for my whole life. One of Flagstaff's best on the diamond. Cheering for you, Coach. So you do got people out there in the community, along with us, coaching community, cheering for you and wishing you well. And look, hopefully before the end, I can actually see who that was from and we can give them a shout out because we appreciate the comment.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll take it all.
And that's true, Coach. We see how the girls enjoy being around you, how the atmosphere is always a fun family atmosphere. It's I talk about fun family atmosphere and things like that, but there's a few of the girls who we've known, like Reese and some of them, and known their families for years. And to just watch them grow up and become great players, and for you still to be affiliated with them, and their families know you so well and respect you till they know that their kids are in great hands. And that means so much as far as the support of the community and everything. So I guess the thing is, how do you get these girls to stay together and play as a team? We know how teenage girls are. We know how our girls get out there and we play. We want to keep them together. What's your formula? Let me ask it this way: what's the difference in you coaching a boys team and a girls team?
Well, the difference is boys, they listen. Girls, they listen to a certain extent. So what you got to do is you got to teach them, for instance, you got to teach them that school comes first. So they got to be a student before they become an athlete. 2, you got to teach them that this is a life lesson for you. If you come over here and work hard, then you're going to have a good ethnic up there. When you're out of school, you're going to work hard in your job. You know, you don't want to be lazy in softball, basketball, football. You want to work hard just so it's going to be a life lesson in the future. You know, you're going to go to school, you're going to get a job. And if you get this job and you don't want to just say you don't want to do your report or, you know, fire somebody because you're afraid what they're going to say to you, but it's just a life lesson for you. So we're trying to teach them that school's first and that it's a life lesson for these young ladies to stay involved. So that's what we're trying to work with. And it seems to be working pretty good right now. And that's how I'm really holding them together, teaching them that it's life.
And obviously you're doing a good job with that, Coach. So that being said, it's this time in the show. Well, Coach, before I go to this part, do you have any rapid fire today? I don't want to interrupt your rapid.
Yeah, because you interrupted, we're gonna have problems. But no, just want to say real quick that that comment that we read earlier, that was from our guy Tommy Hernandez. You know, another guy that came up with us all, and so you know, he just giving his love out to you and appreciation. So just want to shout Tommy out for commenting live on the show.
And he's also doing NAU softball. So we got two great softball players
doing this thing out there.
Yes, he is.
Now, well, Coach, before you go into your thing, I don't necessarily have a rapid fire question, but Coach, I wanted to see in terms of your players, you know, stat wise, give me something on who's your sluggers, who's your, you know, slappers, on base percentage, who do you go to when you need a steal? What's a little bit about your team and the makeup of it, and who's leading you in some stats?
Well, right now, our number one hitter is Gianna Baca. She's hitting 450 right now. Yesterday, she had 2 home runs. First one, she's my number one hitter. She hit a home run first time up to bat, and then the third time up to bat, hit another home run. I got Reese Elliott. She's waking up. She's doing very well now. She's hitting up there in the 360, I believe. And then my 2 freshmen that I have on the team right now. Back to Gianna Baca first. She's our starting pitcher. I believe she's having about 12 strikeouts a game, doing very well there. My second pitcher, Kaylee Colwell, she's hitting percentage probably about 250 right now, struggling a little bit, but doing very well. On the mound, when it's her turn in her rotation pitching, she's doing very well, about 6 strikeouts a game. She's doing awesome. Steals, wow. I'm going to say I probably got 4 young ladies that are pretty quick on the bases. I have a senior, Gracie Smith. She's quick on the base. She's smart on the bases. She can read the ball. Overall, all the girls are doing very well.
Hey, that's the safe way to do it.
Yeah, as reflected by your record, though, as reflected by how well you're doing. You know what I mean? You do have your statistical leaders, but it takes everybody in order for you to really be competitive and be at the top echelon of the region. And then I think I seen you were ranked number 16. And so, you know, that's the top half of the rankings for 4A. And so it takes the whole team to really excel the way that you guys have started the season off.
Yes, it does take the whole team.
Yeah. And that's without seeing the fly ball for a while. So even more kudos to you. But Coach, it's the time in the game of the show where we have our Coach Johnson's Golden Nugget question of the day. What you got for us, Coach?
So, Coach Ray, like Coach was mentioning, you had daughters that play sports. You're coaching the sport. You know, what's a piece of advice that you would give a parent of, you know, a player that's, whether she's playing a lot, whether she's not, from a parent point of view, and then also from a coach's point of view, what's a piece of advice, your best piece of advice you can give somebody whose kid is out there getting it in on a daily grind, whether they're getting minutes or whether they're not?
Well, the best piece of advice I can give a parent is, please let the coaches do their job. don't come down on us when we're trying to teach them. Like for instance, get them hitting the ball, and then they tell them that they're doing very well, which I like. But then don't tell them to change their swing when they're hitting well this way. Just let the coaches do their job, and everything will come out happy. And it's working, And a lot of the parents have listened to us, let us do the job. As for the young lady, once practice is over, if you're willing to stick around and take some more cuts to get better, they need to do that. Or if they want to take a couple more grounders, they need to stick around. Just don't zip up your bag and want to get on your phone. Stick around. That's how I feel. They just need to work a little bit harder. Even though practice is over, stick around an extra 5 minutes. It doesn't hurt.
That's nice. That's good advice, especially, for parents. I know us all in the coaching circles, when we put our stuff out there, we're doing what's right for not just their kid, but for everybody on the team and the whole program. And, parents oftentimes, they have a vested interest in one person on the team. We have to have a vested interest in 15, 16, however many you carry, and we have to do it for the whole program.
Exactly.
All right. I know we got to go, but I got one question for the both of you coaches. I know how we came up. Does your basketball girls work as hard as at their craft as you did, Coach Johnson? Does your girls work as hard at their craft on softball as you did, Coach Hernandez?
No, for me.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. No for me.
And that's being real. And that's why I asked that, because I know how both of y'all, feel about that. Well, I didn't know how both of y'all felt about it, but I know how hard you guys worked at your craft to get to where you wanted to go. So I was just wondering your take on that so you don't feel they're working now as hard as you did.
Well, I think as coaches, we try and push them to where they can work out. Kind of like we came up, and we try to push them to their brink so that they know they have more beyond what they're currently given. And so as coaches, we're always trying to draw that out of them. And so, I think that there's another level they could work at. I think that, outside of our practices, they need to work a certain type of way. I think they get a lot of court time, but I don't know if they work the way that I would like to see them work on a regular basis.
Coach Ray?
Well, I feel the same way, but I do know a few girls that after they work out at the school, they go home and they got hitting cages at their house, or they got the net in the garage. I know a few girls that work hard. There is a few girls that sometimes I see them that I used to work twice as hard, and I try to push them to work twice as hard, and they're getting there. But as the school goes on, or as they get ready to graduate and go on to the next level, they just need to know they need to keep working hard.
Right.
Just real quick, what I often find is when you talk about the next level, some of the girls that come back and talk to us, or one of the first things they say is, "Coach, I should have listened to you." You know what I mean? Because once you go, it's a whole nother level of work that you got to do. And we try to prep them, and we try to tell them till we blue in the face, as they say. But oftentimes experience is the best teacher, and they just don't believe it until they have to actually go to another level, have to meet up with somebody that's really putting in that work.
Yep, for sure.
Well, I think that's the way to end this. I think that's the great comment. And from both of you, Coach Ray, thank you for coming today. We appreciate you, man. We've been trying to get you here for a while, and we got you here. We know you have to go to work. So once again, thank you, Coach, and keep up with your success, man. And you got two softball fans here I'm representing. Okay? So,
I need one.
It was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you. Hey, give our best to, of course, the wife, the girls, and everything. And we'll be seeing you soon, Coach.
Oh, well, since I got you on the show, there should be an invitation in there. My daughter's getting married here pretty soon.
Hey,
all right.
I got my invitation.
And I got mine. All right. Hey, Coach, go to work. We don't want you to get fired.
Thank you.
All right. Later. Okay. All right. Good show, Coach. Another one of our guys from the South Side, man. There's big things happening from the South Side.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's always good to see, you know, just people you came up with come out
Right.
and putting their stamp on today's youth, and, you know, just a passion to really help out and to teach and to do things right, and, you know, to build excellence in, you know, the program that they're heading. And so, I mean, having Tommy jump in, you know what I mean? He's been on the show before, and just giving kudos to Coach Ray, and just, you know, it's cool. It's all good, man.
It's really cool.
It's all good.
All right. Well, I know you got business today. You're a businessman.
Well, yeah. I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that. Hey, man, we got a meeting today too, and so you better not be late.
1 o'clock. I'll be there.
All right. So look, he got a meeting at 1 o'clock with me. I don't know what everybody else got going on out there today. Hope you have a great day. The only thing I do know is you ain't got to go home,
but you got to leave here. Peace. Please like us. Please subscribe. Let us know how we doing. Love you. Bye.